Check it out. This video was being made for informative purposes. Right now I'm looking at a blog that's online right now as a result of some information that was posted on a forum that I just scanned looking for some information, and I ran across this. It was actually, the forum was, the fact that the forum exists was sent to one of my email accounts. In fact, it's the same email account that I believe could be hacked. Now, check out what it says. It says, Curtis Webb of the San Diego County DA, GangStalking and a remote neural monitoring is mentioned. And I researched this, and this has got to do with the rape, and then the gang rape, and then the illegal kidnapping of a woman's child, okay, who was raped by an ex-student. Hold on. Now, why did that kick on all of a sudden? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the back button, okay, and this is what came up right here, okay. This is the blog again. The Senate passes legislation to improve protections for human trafficking. Okay, now this is an article that was just posted on May 2nd, 2014, and it appears that a Curtis Webb from the San Diego County DA is implicated in organized gang stalking for years at a time, and remote neural monitoring is mentioned as well. And the funny thing about it is that he's mentioned in the next one as well. Remote neural monitor. That's funny. And here's another one with his name on it. Remote neural monitor. Let's see if there's a fourth one. Dang, he's mentioned on that one too. So we got 4 blogs here with a San Diego DA's office member being mentioned in gang stalking and remote neural monitoring. Now, why am I bringing this up? My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California, and today's current date right now is, this is going to be a video series. Each video is going to be about 15 minutes long. Let me show you what today's date is by me showing you this calendar on my phone. It's a nice little feature I got. Today's date is July 12th, 2014. Now, do you see that date right there at the tip of my finger, the 9th? I was assaulted at this location on the 9th. And I had to call the San Diego Police Department as a result. Now, I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that transpired between me and these two San Diego, the 2 remaining police officers that stayed. One took a report, and the other one just kind of stood there. He did some things intermittently, but I'll get to that in a moment. These videos that I'm making in reference to this video series, there are going to be at least 4 videos. They're all going to be 15 minutes long. They're going to be made, uploaded, put into a blog. The blog's URL address and all the YouTube videos titles and their URL names are going to be copied and pasted into the blog, and then I'm going to fax it to the San Diego Police Department in reference to the card that was given to me by one of the police officers that came to this location pertaining to me being assaulted at this location on July 9th, 2014. And the reason why I'm making this, you'll find out as these videos transpire and as you watch each video in this at least 4 to 5 part video series, each video being 15 minutes long. Let me get to the meat and potatoes. Right now I'm getting ready to play to you, okay, a segment of an audio file of an event that took place right across the street, up the street from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day 2013. As these 2 individuals are harassing me, a running recording tape recorder was operating. I can undeniably prove that this event took place on Thanksgiving Day because the digital tape recorder that caught the event, right here, has microcards that go inside of them. So you can add additional memory to the tape recorder once the internal memory, okay, has been consumed. Okay, now as I was riding my bike and getting on this sidewalk, 2 individuals appeared on the sidewalk. They intentionally obstructed my ability to continue to ride my bike, which prompted me to have to get off of it. And as they were doing it, they were yelling and harassing me. So I recognized one of them immediately. Now that one that I recognized is on this audio file. The audio file, the pertinent segment of this event was transferred from the tape recorder to the phone so I could have it at my immediate disposal to show any police officer if an event arises that brings a police officer to my physical presence. Now, what you're going to be hearing is you're going to be hearing both of these individuals say gang stalk together, then one is saying gang stalking, and then one is saying gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. You be the judge. Do you hear them say these words? Gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. I can prove undeniably that this event took place, where it took place at, and the date and time it took place at, because these tape recorders reflect the date and time of whenever this tape recorder is running. It's got a feature in it that shows the date that the audio file is being made and recorded. Now, this event that you're about ready to hear took place on a Yucca Valley bus. If you went to MapQuest right now and typed in UCSD's physical address at 9500 Gilman Road and Myers Road, and then MapQuest their address to the address of the Yucca Valley Library in Yucca Valley, California, you will see that it's at least 160 miles away from UCSD. The Yucca Valley Library is. This was caught being set around me on a Yucca Valley bus on exactly, here's the file information, 12/11/2012. Almost one full complete year earlier than this Thanksgiving event. And what you're going to be listening for in this file is individuals saying gang stalk and oh my god, okay, back to back just about, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalk. Listen closely, please.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute. To the left, it just turned. No. Those little French cars. Right now? Jeez. You first child? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully my only child. I'll take the whole thing. The first one. She never cried. I'm going to go hang it up in my she's already talking. I'm going to take my American flag out there. Little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on the show. I wish I did these things right. Oh, yeah. When they look at Rich. Oh, yeah, that might work, huh? No, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stopped right here, because we could have... Yeah, we are.
They say in 15 years when you put an RFID chip on new board.
We could have not walked all the way...
Now, it's repetitively said in this is an actual video file. This is the audio of the video file. And every single... Well, let's just put it to you this way. I got multiple audio files of it being said around me in the same exact identical way in Yucca Valley when I was out there, when I left this area to go there for 1 week in 2012. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Now this shows the same technique being happening around me, okay, in locations that are at least 160 miles apart, over with 11-month time span in between. How many audio files do I have of the same method being stated around me before I left to go to Yucca Valley, and in between, before the Thanksgiving event, and after the Thanksgiving event? How many audio files do I have? Let's get into the meat and potatoes, okay? On September 15, 2013, I called the San Diego Police Department at as a result of me experiencing these same words and phrases being constantly repeated around me again at the Jack in the Box off of Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard, which is in Point Loma, which is all the way on the other side of town in reference to where La Jolla is at, in reference to where I live. So I called the police because I got sick of it. And when the police came out, I told them that I have a huge amount of audio files of these words being said around me everywhere I go, which happens to be the word, which is the name of the crime that's happening to me. He not only kept interrupting me so I could not attempt to prove to him where all these audio files were, but he also intimidated me about calling some lady to the scene who I guess was a specialist in psychology. I stated to him, why don't you give me your boss's name so I can take all this evidence down to him and show him that I had these words and phrases being repeated around me everywhere I go, including that day's events in reference to how it was being said around me again on that day. And that morning before I left La Jolla to go to that Jack in the Box, 2 Point Loma, I predicted that it would be said around me on my routes to the Jack in the Box and at the Jack in the Box, and it was. Now, this November Thanksgiving event took place 2 months and 13 days after that Jack in the Box event took place at. Can you explain that, any San Diego police officer? The Jack in the Box is in Point Loma. This Thanksgiving event took place in La Jolla. How many audio files do I have in my physical possession right now pertaining to these same exact identical phrases and words being said around me everywhere I go before the Yucca Valley event, for the whole time duration while I was in Yucca Valley, since I came back from Yucca Valley, between this Jack in the Box event, between this Thanksgiving event, and since then, is the question. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, sweet peas and baby cakes, but the only thing I can tell you right now is that for somebody to be having a huge amount of audio files of the same exact identical words and phrases being said in the same exact identical way, which include the name of the crime that's happening to me being said in the same exact identical way everywhere I go, non-stop, every day, all day. The only way that they could put this type of crafted sensitization harassment around me, where they repeat words and phrases, which is a methodology of gang stalking, is that they got to know where I'm at and who I am to do it, which proves the stalking on more than one occasion, which makes it a felony. Now, just this one event alone pertaining to this individual on Thanksgiving Day saying it around me shows the gross negligence of duty of the San Diego police officers that appeared on the scene at the Jack in the Box on October 15, 2013. That's right. Now, anybody can say that I was in Jack in the Box making a fuss, and don't you think that it was kind of convenient that people that were in Jack in the Box saying that I was the one that was causing the ruckus? Well, who was saying gang stalking around me inside of the Jack in the Box? People that were coming in acting as customers and employees. And it was customers who were pointing the finger at me and employees saying that I was crazy. So, the people who I were identifying as sane were the kind of people that were engaging in the gang stalking, were the same exact kind of people who were pointing the finger at me saying that I was crazy, even though I got the audio files and the video files to prove that it was said on that date and on previous dates. So, can anybody explain to me, if you wouldn't mind explaining to me, how a phone can have a mental illness? Gang stalking, I'll fuck you up? I don't think so. Now, I'm going to get ready to make right now the second video, because I'm going to make sure this video stays below 15 minutes. Because I'm going to create a YouTube account to put these videos in. I'm going to copy and paste their titles and URL addresses into a blog with cooperative material. Okay? And then I'm going to send it certified mail return receipt to the police officer that arrived on the scene here on July 9th. I'm going to fax it to him, and I'm going to physically deliver it to him. And we're going to see how they respond to this video series, which you're going to see. The cooperative YouTube video titles that are part of this series are going to be in the description of each YouTube video. Thank you.